Okay, so we're fresh off the Texas Canine Mondioring trial today, and I'm here with Chad, and we're going to do the first interview of the series, and we're just going to chat with him a little bit and get some of his experience. So first off, this is Chad. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Chad Byerly. I'm level 1 USMRA Mondioring Decoy, and was at the Texas Canine Mondioring trial today.
Yeah, it's definitely a pleasure having him here. He's been down here twice now, and every time, you know, he's a good guy to head down here. He seems to travel well and stay pretty easy, so that's always nice. So Chad, what club do you come from?
Fair Play Mondio in Columbus, Ohio, Central Ohio, and yeah.
It's way up there, a little different setting than what we have down here in Texas, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but it's a good little group, and I like getting around all different Mondioring groups, and I like yours down here.
Oh, good. So in your level 1 decoy experience, about how many trials have you done, you think?
Well,
counting today, I guess that's probably...
Today was, you had me looking at my book earlier. Today's my 18th.
18th, okay, that's a good experience. And you originally certified what year?
2016.
Yeah, we just looked at all that earlier. So
yeah.
pretty high volume trial rate, it seems like.
Maybe. It kind of feels like a lot to me because maybe I just certified to kind of be our club's decoy, but I've been very happy to get the experiences that I have at going to other clubs.
Yeah, that's and I'm pretty new in the sport, so it seems like I've seen Chad around a lot, and he's a pretty good guy. So of all the sports you've seen, you told me a little bit of your history about watching some IPO and some French ring and taking some different seminars. Why Mondioring? Why that one now?
Well, actually, when I found out about all this working dog world, I really liked the idea of Mondioring, but there wasn't any close to us. And so I got out there and learned what I could learn, helper work and decoy work from IPO and PSA, and then later French ring, and then got a chance to really start learning Mondioring, and then more recently I've gotten my own, gotten our own club dogs that were appropriate. Some of our first dogs weren't appropriate for Mondio, and yeah, I like Mondio because I think it's I like the challenge. I think it's a game of discrimination. It's all about cue discrimination and judges trying to mess with your dog's understanding of the right cue, and I think that's a neat, challenging game.
Yeah, and from a guy that doesn't have a lot of dog experience, it seems like some of the other sports are really routine based, almost the same thing every
patterned.
More pattern, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Which probably has its strengths. I have to say I don't have experience as a competitor in those other sports, and that's its own different challenge for sure. Yeah.
So you said that you kind of stepped on, you got certified first to be a training decoy, or for your club or whatever.
Or got experience.
So tell us a little bit about maybe your training techniques, your beliefs, and some of that.
Well, I personally, our club is maybe unique at this point, but there's a couple now, but we're all using reward-based methods. It's a little bit different. I train with also a French ring club and also friends with other Mondioring clubs, including yours, that use what I call mixed method, or some people call balance training. But our club and my training with my dog is a little different. We try to, it takes kind of different head scratching maybe, but it's trying to work with just the dog's positive motivations, and working just on things that the dog likes. We call it reward based, or people call it positive training. But, But yeah, so that's...
So through your experience, let's talk about competitor for a minute. So how many dogs do you personally have experience with training and trialing, like, that you own?
One.
One so far, yeah.
It's my first competition dog, and I'm still competing with her, trying to get a Mondioring 3, or we're competing at level 3, but we haven't gotten a passing score yet. And yeah.
Yeah, I think I was watching you on Facebook, what, last week or so? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
You made a strong attempt at it, but come up just short.
Yeah.
So, Mondioring, we can both agree that there's super highs, there's super lows.
Yeah.
So what would you say like your greatest achievement as a competitor is in Mondioring? I mean, and it can be pretty simple.
I feel like it felt like a huge accomplishment getting my first leg of level 2. Honestly, it felt like a huge accomplishment getting my first leg of level 1.
Yeah.
But probably the most recent success I had was I felt kind of lucky that I got on the podium at the last national.
Oh yeah, definitely saw you there. That was nice. Saw the pictures and stuff. So with the highs come the lows. Can you remember one point in your trialing career that you just thought, oh gosh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get past this? Have you ever had something like that? And then of course you pushed through it and we're here where we are today. But
I think there's a lot of challenge in this sport. Like I said, that's part of what I like, and I think each dog has different challenges, and I think I've managed to train through some things that felt like I couldn't put together.
Is there one exercise maybe in Mondioring that gives you the fits the most? Is there something?
Object's been a challenge, and I am learning as I go, partly that we maybe have different methods than other people, but and we're kind of, I feel like I got a later start than many maybe would have. I had foundation, but it spent way too much time with me being the decoy.
Yeah.
Hindsight. But yeah, objects challenging, but I'd also say everything, like even what's sort of a defining exercise of Mondio, in my opinion, the Mondio defensive handler. Normally a strength of my dogs, but it can still turn around and bite you, and you are reminded like, oh, I need to practice some more defense.
Yeah, being a fellow competitor too, I remember stepping in the ring for the first time, how nervous I was, and it seemed like just taking that first step off the first line, that was the biggest achievement at the time, and then the next thing was and then
getting those butterflies.
Yeah, I remember the first time it was just like a whirlwind. I almost didn't remember what happened. It was kind of just happened. I remember walking out the gate and it was done. So that's awesome. So let's go back to as a decoy. You're a level 1 decoy right now. What would you say your next goal that you're going to push to? You got a recert coming up pretty soon.
Yeah.
What's that next step you're thinking about?
I'm training to recertify, and I'm going to go ahead and go for my level 2. I need to step up my running game and get back in shape. But yep, next year's nationals, planning to try for that. We'll see.
Yeah, the training. Who likes running? I just experienced that not too long ago.
You were moving fast. It was good.
Okay. So some of the decoys you've worked with through your training career, what's some maybe 1 or 2 decoys that really stand out that you maybe take some extra tools from them and put them in your bag? And
probably more recently, I'd say Joachim Devat has been. I like watching his work, and I like his attitude and ease and skill that he has, and maybe I think about that with some of the, or try to. I like a lot of decoys. I like also from our last nationals, Keys for Bunt, and he just won the super selection, and lots of our native decoys I really like and learn from at all levels.
Yeah, and I find that too as a aspiring decoy myself and training to become one here pretty soon. That we all have a tool bag. We talk about this tool bag a lot in training and decoying and all of that business. We pick and piece tools from everybody and other competitors for our dog training and decoys for our decoy work and judges for insight and how to work dogs, and we all put those in our tool bags, and we're always trying to build this collective knowledge of how to make the dog's experience better, the handler's experience, everyone. So let's talk about some venues for a second. Is there a club that sticks out in your brain that's like, if you're a decoy or if you're a competitor, that you know that they're going to put on a good trial, that their props are going to be done well, that is there one that sticks out to you, or are they all pretty good, you think?
I've seen a lot of good Mondioring around. I've had maybe more experience going up to Rogue, up in Minnesota, and they've always they've been great, supportive, and encouraging people as well. And I actually certified as a decoy up there, but I like their field. It's a big field, and they tend to have a bunch of things. I actually like. I like our home field. I like your field. Yeah. I might come trial at your field this winter.
If you're not familiar, if you're watching this and you're not really familiar with Mondioring fields vary in size. There is a minimum size, and then the way that field is set up and decorated, there's some minimum requirements for setting the facility up. But really, it's up to the judges and the club.
You guys were pretty inspired with your trial for this weekend. Yeah. A lot of different zombie figures.
And I've seen, watching the World Championship, it was pretty bare field, it seemed like. It didn't have...
but then you see, I think parts of it, it did kind of come across that way. Yeah,
it seemed pretty open. And then I've seen some fields that get really involved. A lot of small decorations and real intricate setups and stuff. So through all your decoy experience, traveling all over, obviously we see different people, different judges, different decoys, but a lot of times we forget that these dogs have personality themselves. So through your experience, is there one dog that really stands out, or one trial, or maybe even one exercise with one dog that really impressed you?
I would say probably Finn. De Ombre Valeru, might be wrong about that pronunciation, and Paul Anthony. He's always been a dog since he was younger, and I met him that I've really liked a lot of the traits of, a lot of the power. He's a very strong dog, hard biter, and has very nice training. They put in a lot of work consistently, and has shown well. So getting to work a trial with him last year, and then getting to work other trials with him has been very cool, and so I guess he'd be a standout.
And what's awesome about Mondioring, and I found the more I get into it, is not everyone has a world-class dog. Not everyone has a national caliber dog. Not everyone has super strong dog, but Mondioring is fitting for a lot of dogs.
It's true.
The exercises can be toned down and stepped up accordingly to the level, and if a dog isn't having success in the trial ring or training, especially, decoys and judges kind of act appropriately and let the dog have successes when possible. It's always nice when you can work those big, strong dogs that take care of everything pretty much for you. You're just there for the, what do you call it? The
the dogs that thigh master you.
That's his coined phrase, is thigh master. It's nice to have a dog that does all the work, thigh masters you really good, and then outs and goes right back. So this was the first little interview here with Chad, and I hope to be able to do this more often as a traveler. We have people come into club events, but it was great talking to Chad, and he's a great decoy to have here in Texas.
Thank you, Chase.
Yeah, and we're definitely looking forward to having him back. I think you're maybe coming back in December to trial again on that level 3.
I'm talking about it.
That'll be good.
You're definitely on my radar.
I don't think our club has had a 3 dog there yet. No, I don't know. I take this back. Way back in the history, Micah Ellis brought Pie, but I'm not sure where he was. So you might be the first level 3 dog that ever steps on our turf. So we thank Chad for traveling, taking time out of his out of his family and his scheduler and all of that to come down here and work our dogs. So we definitely appreciate
Thank
it, and we look forward to having him back. So
great, thanks.